Have you ever wondered why some older men seem to effortlessly captivate younger women, while others feel completely invisible? You're not alone. Many men over 40 wrestle with the nagging belief that age automatically stacks the deck against them in dating. They fall into a spiral of doubt, unsure which qualities younger women actually admire, terrified that showing interest might look desperate, and convinced that superficial tricks are their only option. But here's the truth. Superficial strategies never last. What truly ignites attraction is something deeper, something most older men overlook. 6 core social skills that transform you from forgettable to unforgettable. Imagine carrying yourself with calm confidence, radiating stability, and showing the kind of genuine maturity that makes a younger woman feel safe and inspired. That's how you become magnetic without pretending to be someone you're not. Today, I'll show you exactly how to develop these qualities, because judging others yields absolutely no improvement. Mindfulness always takes real awareness. Navigating social changes requires intentional persistence too. If you're ready to break free from uncertainty and start building real, lasting connections, stay with me. You're about to discover why age can be your greatest advantage. Let's start with the foundation: confidence and maturity. These aren't just buzzwords you toss around to feel better. They are the invisible forces that set you apart in a crowded room. Imagine this: you're at a dinner gathering and an unexpected disagreement erupts across the table. While others scramble to defend their egos, you stay composed. You listen, you speak calmly when it's your turn. In that moment, your self-assurance and seasoned perspective shine brighter than any flashy pickup line ever could. Younger women notice this. They see that you're not rattled by life's small inconveniences. Your maturity signals that you've been tested and that you have emerged with a balanced heart and a clear mind. In a world where so many are still figuring themselves out, your quiet strength feels like a refuge. This isn't about arrogance. It's about owning your story, your experiences, and your imperfections with unshakable ease. Because when you radiate genuine confidence, you send a powerful message. You don't need validation to know your worth. And nothing is more attractive than a man who respects himself enough to stand steady no matter the circumstance. Let's move to something that's often misunderstood: financial stability in an established life. This isn't about flashing wealth or showing off. It's about demonstrating that you've created a world that feels settled, intentional, and secure. Picture this. You invite her over for dinner at your home. She notices the warm lighting, the thoughtful touches that reflect who you are, a collection of books you have loved, a piece of art from your travels, a kitchen stocked with everything you need. That environment alone tells her more than any speech ever could. It shows her that you're not drifting through life. You've built something real, something she can trust. Younger women often crave a sense of stability that's rare among their peers. Your ability to plan ahead, keep your commitments, and to handle life's obligations with composure creates an irresistible undercurrent of safety. Remember, this isn't about impressing her with material things. It's about showing her that you're a man who's grounded and dependable. When she senses that, you become the calm center she didn't even realize she was searching for. Now let's talk about a skill that's even more magnetic than confidence: emotional intelligence. This is where so many older men have a hidden advantage they don't fully appreciate. Imagine you're sitting across from her and she begins sharing something close to her heart, a dream she's been hesitant to voice, or a disappointment that still stings. Instead of cutting in with solutions or dismissing her feelings, you lean in. You listen without judgment. You ask thoughtful questions that show you care about more than the surface details. This kind of presence is rare. It signals a depth of character and an openness that younger men often haven't yet developed. Emotional intelligence means you're attuned to her words, her tone, her energy. You can sense when she needs encouragement or when she just wants to be heard. And here's why this matters. Younger women crave connection that feels genuine and safe. When you communicate with empathy and clarity, you create a bond built on trust. You show her that with you, she never has to pretend or hide. That alone can make you unforgettable. Let's be clear, style isn't about dressing like you're 25 again. It's about owning who you are and presenting yourself with intention and pride. Picture this. You arrive for an evening out wearing a crisp shirt that fits just right, a watch that tells a story, and shoes polished to a subtle shine. She sees you walk in, and in that instant, she feels the impact of your presence. It's not about the label on your jacket. It's about how every detail quietly says, I respect myself enough to care. Good grooming and personal care show that you value your health and vitality. They prove you are not settling or giving up on your best years. You're still engaged in life, still evolving, still inspired. Younger women notice this. They feel the difference when a man carries himself with pride and intention, rather than sloppiness or resignation. It reassures them that you're not stuck in the past, but actively creating your present. When you combine refined style with authentic confidence, you become the man who stands out effortlessly, and that kind of magnetism never goes out of fashion. In a world saturated with casual dating and fleeting encounters, traditional values can feel like a breath of fresh air. Younger women often find this quality deeply appealing, not because it's old-fashioned, but because it signals respect and authenticity. Imagine this. You walk her to her car after an evening together. Instead of rushing off, you pause to make sure she feels safe. You open the door with a simple, unspoken gesture of care. You listen when she talks, never distracted by your phone. You remember the small details she shared because you were truly paying attention. These acts of courtesy aren't about proving anything. They come naturally when you value connection over conquest. They show her that you're not here to play games or collect shallow victories. You're here because you believe in real partnership built on respect and kindness. And make no mistake, these gestures are powerful. They distinguish you instantly from the sea of men who've forgotten how to treat a woman with consideration. When you lead with genuine chivalry, you awaken something in her that craves depth and sincerity. That is how you leave an impression that lingers long after you say goodnight. Here's something most men underestimate: your ability to create an atmosphere where a woman feels safe, emotionally and physically. This is more than having a stable income or a nice home. It's about offering the steady reassurance that you're not going to vanish the moment things get real. Imagine she's going through a stressful week. You don't belittle her worries or try to bulldoze her with solutions. You simply hold space for her frustrations. You offer calm, practical advice without judgment. Your presence alone makes her feel more grounded, more capable. This is the gift of experience. You've learned how to navigate life's storms without losing your center. That unshakable calm is something she may not even know she's seeking until she feels it in you. And it's not only about crisis moments. Even in everyday interactions, choosing where to go for dinner, planning time together, keeping your word, you show her that she can rely on you. That consistency is magnetic. When you radiate this steady strength, you become the man she instinctively trusts. Because nothing is more attractive than feeling safe enough to be herself. Now, let's tie everything together with the most important quality: genuineness. Because without authenticity, every skill we've covered is just a hollow performance. Picture this. You're sharing a quiet conversation over coffee. Instead of posturing or trying to impress her, you talk about the things that genuinely matter to you: your passions, your challenges, the lessons life has carved into you. She doesn't see a man trying to fit an image. She sees someone real, someone who has the courage to be open. When you allow her to glimpse your true self, your humor, your quirks, your convictions, you invite her to do the same. This exchange builds something far more lasting than superficial attraction. It creates a bond of trust, curiosity, and respect. Younger women are drawn to older men who are grounded enough to be transparent, because in a world of polished facades and instant gratification, authenticity stands out like a beacon. Just overthinking yields avoidance. New ideas make actions. Thoughtful reflection allows natural strength. Clarity really improves persistence today. So let your genuineness shine. That's how you build connections that feel effortless, sincere, and impossible to replicate. You've just unlocked the 6 core qualities and one essential bonus that transform how younger women see you. Confidence and maturity make you magnetic without saying a word. Financial stability shows you've built a life worth sharing. Emotional intelligence creates trust and intimacy that shallow tactics never touch. Style and personal care remind her you still value yourself and your vitality. Traditional values reveal a depth of character she rarely encounters. And your steady presence provides a sense of security that lets her relax and be herself. But above all, genuineness ties it together. Because the real secret isn't about trying to be someone you're not. It's about owning exactly who you are and letting that truth draw her in. When you combine these qualities, you become the man who doesn't just capture her attention, but holds it effortlessly. The man who makes her feel safe, inspired, and deeply valued. The man she remembers long after the night ends. So ask yourself, are you ready to step beyond the old doubts and start living as the version of you who already has everything it takes? Because you do. If you're ready to stop second-guessing yourself and start showing up as the confident, mature, and genuinely attractive man you already are, there's no better time than right now. Because these qualities aren't about reinventing yourself overnight. They're about unlocking the best parts of who you've always been. Remember, judging others yields absolutely no improvement. Mindfulness always takes real awareness. Navigating social changes requires intentional persistence too. Every small step you take, whether it's refining your style, practicing empathy, or simply owning your story, brings you closer to authentic connection and lasting fulfillment. If you found this video helpful, don't stop here. Make sure you explore more ways to elevate your dating, life, and relationships. Subscribe, leave a comment sharing which quality you are most inspired to develop, and join a community of men who are stepping boldly into their potential. Because your next connection could be closer than you think, and it starts with you.